Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer, and welcome back to Pro Cycling Manager 2020. It's Career Mode, episode 144. We're at Fleche, Wallonne. We're just about to the end of the regular classic season, and then, of course, that's going to take us into the Giro d'Italia following that. We're getting into the sticky bits where we've got all that undulation that makes up this portion of the Belgian Classics, the punchier version, LBL, coming up quite soon as well. So right now we're still on cruise mode, just 77s. That's not going to last much longer. We're definitely heading into the next two climbs, going to have to up that quite a bit. In fact, we're going to hit the Mur de Huy the first of 3 times here shortly, and we absolutely need to up our intensity for that. There's already a number of riders out the back. The bulk of those, if not all of them, besides the 23 that just dropped off, all of those were due to crashes. The weather has been nasty, it's been pouring throughout, and we have -1 for literally everybody in the field unless they love rain, which I don't know who necessarily loves rain. There's people like myself who don't mind rain, who grow up in rainy bits of the world, England, the northwest of the United States, other places. But what we're going to do now is... Oh, that is not what I wanted to do. I got myself a little distracted here. We need to reset what we're doing. Top off, protect for Mark. We want Marino to protect Moreau, and we want Eric to protect Wallonne. There you go. Alright. I meant to up the effort, not to reset and set up a sprint train. It's a little early for that. 60 kilometers to go when we get to the top of this double climb set. Next time, that's where we will send somebody to get water one final time. 160 here. Tom Dumoulin has picked up an injury and is out of this thing, and Eric Butt, fortunately, was not somebody I was riding for today, as he just went down with a puncture, and we happened to be riding with him as that happened. We'll see if he can recover. He is a really poor climber. He's punchy, yes, but he's such a poor climber. This is kind of his time to shine on that. Now, if we can, if this group regains contact, I will use him to get the water. And you can see just how close we are to that being a thing. But you can also see how far we are from that being a thing. That gap has opened, not closed. 30 in this group will give them just a hair longer. I think reality sets in, and we're going to have to just send somebody else to get water. And his objective is to get back in range. Get yourself some water here. Pretty sizable group. And we'll just leave him be. So now checking in with Talipov. This one little climb here shouldn't do too much damage. We should be okay. And it does appear that Eric Butt's group is gone. They've lost contact. In fact, he lost the group. The group itself split off into 2 or 3 different parts when he went back to get water. Talipov still recovering. Wallonne is struggling. Eric Butt has regained contact. There you go. Alright, well, let's see if you can make your way forward. Or just instantly lose the group, There's that. Okay, second time through. Wallonne, really? Wallonne loses the wheel and then instantly drops like 30 wheels in just a matter of seconds. You're not going to be seen again if you do not cover this ground very, very quickly and get back up there. I wasn't even trying to focus on Eric Butt, but we go back there for just a second to try to set him to auto, and Wallonne falls out the back. I saw that he had drifted backwards a little bit, but that was not a good thing. He now does not have the energy, so we're looking at Vermark and Moreau as the guys. Wallonne wasn't looking that great today anyway, and that's mostly down to the climbing here. How steep it is does some damage on the setup climbs. So we need to get these guys. I don't know what they're doing so far back, but with 20k to go, let's pause for a second, reorganize, and let's get this thing sorted out. So for Mark, 84 and a 75 on the mountain. That is brilliant for the day. A 76.88, or sorry, 78 is good for Moreau. That's a good lead out. Rodriguez can handle the climbs, and Wallonne is not going to last too long, but he'll get us through the early bits. Why is Moreno way back here? And Talipov. Do we have... Rodriguez is the only one up front. Alright, we'll pick up the trail then with Wallonne. Six riders still off the front. They have a 30-second gap. They'll be caught quite soon as we set up the final round of climbs. We don't have to go too hard, too fast yet. This is not where the race is going to be decided, though. You can certainly get dropped in this bit. And Moreno, just getting up here, is done. Talipov, likewise, is about to... That's Moreau way back here. I don't understand you guys. Really don't understand. Okay, 57 in the Peloton. Moreau is still working on getting into position. And Wallonne is now in control here. Got ourselves out front where we want to be. But Moreau, I don't understand why he is having such a difficult time getting into position. He is so far back. And now we're losing for Mark as well. Where Mark falls off. Okay, we're getting closer. Getting closer. We're almost in position now, and Moreau's still in okay shape. I think he needs to come up the order, though, and lead out Rodriguez instead, based on the energy. Okay, gel, and then gel. 7K to go.
It's in such percentages that the strongest can create some gaps.
Okay, now we can push. Final pole, going for it. And Moreau, finally in position, is going to take over in just a moment. Okay, we're going to start to see a split here, and this is going to set us up for that final climb. Gel and gel.
The finish line is getting close. The
99.
riders just passed the 5 kilometers road sign.
3 guys. Kinkis, too far back. 29 riders. And we head to the Mardhui. Madhue is attacking hardcore. We're going 99, and he somehow escaped. I mean, look at Moreau's pace. How is he doing that? That's crazy. 1.5. Moreau attacking. Okay, Rodriguez attacking. Unattacking. Pull back for a second. 800 meters for Mark.
There we go.
Mark is clear. Has the front. He's going to go over the highest point, but he doesn't have the energy for the sprint itself. But can he hang on to a podium? Looks like Yershov's going to take the win. Vermark might hang on to second here. Hershey's coming on fast, but the positioning allowed us to get second place. Not a win, but an excellent result. And Rodriguez is going to get 9th. Moreau just outside of things in top 20, 17th. So Yershov for the win. Vermark gets second. Gowdy third. Hershey, Bernal, Wendling, Alaphilippe. Only 7th for him. Disappointing day there. Cosnefroy and Rodriguez, and then Rubio rounds out your top 10. But 2 guys in the top 10 and a 17th place. Second overall. We've had some decent finishes here at Fleche Wallonne, but we have not had a podium yet. So that is our first podium, I believe, at Fleche Wallonne. I don't think I've won it. I don't think I've had a podium. I'm not even sure I've cracked the top 5. I think I've had a number of top 10s here. In the past, I've won Fleche Wallonne many, many times. On easier difficulty settings, it's pretty easy to set that up and do well with it. But on the harder difficulty settings, those guys who are real pure punchers with the 80-something punch, Alaphilippe, so hard to beat here. Bernal, so hard to beat here. Yershov, so hard to beat. Hershey, really hard to beat. Even Madaway went way too early. and that's why he slipped to 12th. Pidcock in 13th. Real life Pidcock's already starting to show his potential quite a bit. That's a difficult field to beat. I mean, Moscon is not an easy guy to beat, and he was down to 19th. Same with De Plus. So, good result considering the field that's here. All right, well, let's go ahead and move forward. Early days still in Liège, Bastogne-Liège, but here we are with 4 riders, 3 of them fairly key riders for us, going down in a big crash. And you can see we are well behind where we need to be. So for Mark, who is our big hope for the day, you can see he's got some great attributes today. He is on a fitness peak. This is his time to shine these couple of races. And following a second place at Fleche, Wallonne, we'd hope that he can do well with Liège, Bastogne-Liège. So Talipov, we're going to have to chase pretty dang hard. And then Moreau, I think we're going to have to use you up as well for this task. And then Rodriguez, go ahead and protect for Mark. And for Mark, up the effort. And let's see if we can get back onto the back of the Peloton. It's nasty weather conditions yet again. I can see a huge drop back of riders for, looks like Bahrain, McLaren, and CCC as we go past other riders that have just gone down in a crash. Okay, back into the Peloton. Let's go ahead and now reshape what we have here with these 4. Okay, set them all like that, and then we will go, let's see, for Mark, follow Rodriguez, follow Moreau, follow Talipov, and Talipov. Just keep working way through the field.
The breakaway is not to everybody's liking. The Peloton has significantly increased its speed.
Moreau lost the wheel there momentarily, but we're getting back forward. We're also under 180k to go, so it's not a bad time to get water. So Talipov, who is just finishing this task, is going to go take care of that. Sorry, buddy, you just came forward. I should have done that already, but that's okay. Here we are. All right. Moreau back into position. Rodriguez for Mark still trying to get forward. And here we go. So go ahead and sit on. And then go ahead and sit on. And go ahead and protect.
It's a puncture!
Let's also up the effort a little bit for these guys. And Talipov should return shortly. So I wasn't planning on coming back quite this early, but I was worried about that crash. This was about the point where I was intending to come back, but anyway, here we are. 165k to go. We're going to speed things up for a little bit. Hope that we don't see any more crashes. Just a 5-rider break. They have a 5-minute gap. Bevan, so Paddy Bevan's there. Toynes, but that's not Dylan Toynes. Crass, Sepp Crass is there. So it's a fairly good breakaway, but it's only 5 riders. And at 4.5 minutes, they're not coming back. We do have Asset and Guerrero. I told you, the crash could be dangerous. Those guys are over an hour behind. They're going to get picked up by the boom. Actually, they haven't. They're not moving. They're not moving. I don't know why they haven't withdrawn from the race yet, but those guys are not moving. Alright, now we're starting to get into the good stuff. Let's bring it on back down. Keep it at times 8 for a little bit, and let's give slight boost here. You're not much of a climber. Talipov needs to get back on protecting Millar. A little bit different set today. Moreau was on a +3 the other day, so he was one of the guys we rode for, and he was one of the key riders that we had. Today he's on a -1, so different story. Rodriguez is definitely somebody who can handle the climbs himself and will be useful later, though he certainly could be a little higher in the mix than 4th in the line. Wykankis, we're going to try to ride for it today. He does have a +1. unlike the other day. So he's got a 73 mountain rating and 81 on the punchiness, and of course he's got pace that others don't. He's got stamina and resistance that others don't. So Wallonne could come into play much more today than he did previously, but we'll see how he can handle the climbs to come, as there's much more down the stretch here in terms of climbing than there was at Fleche Wallonne. All right, Peloton is shrinking down to 95. We do need to get water one more time. We're going to do it right at the top of the highest climb of the day, the Rossier. 10% for that, so we definitely need to up to about an 83, 84 for everyone when we go to hit that, and then we'll get water just before the top.
The gap is
or just
widening.
over the
It's
top.
now over 2
Either
minutes.
way, depends on how the Peloton's
set
looking.
themselves up as pacemakers for the pack. They obviously
And
don't have
we're coming
anybody
up
in
on
the
it
breakaway
now, so
group.
let's go ahead
Only
and
a
set
few
this
riders
up.
are capable of following the very fast pace up front.
Sure, Rodriguez. Yeah, we've got everybody where we want to be. Talipov,
This
Moreau
climb features some dreadful percentages.
might not make it through the top of this one. We'll see. Depends on the pace. Breakaway is down to a 2-minute gap, so we're definitely closing them in, but with 60K to go, that's plenty of time. Okay, Moreau, Talipov feeling it, Moreno feeling it, but they're okay. Down to 100
The
and
pack's
also
deficit is
approaching
being
the
cut
top.
back.
Now, who is going to handle this thing the best? It looks like maybe Talipov. So Talipov, ease off. 89 riders. Hopefully, we're going to go over the top any moment. There we go. Don't drop back too far. He does drop back too far. 1 bike length. He went 1 bike length too far, and now he's lost contact, and that 1 bike length stretched out really quick. He's not going to make it back. Damn it. One single bike length.
Strung out too far, or it's going to start breaking up. Whoa, there's an attack from inside the breakaway group.
He might make it back on, but there's no way he's going to make it through the field, and he doesn't, and he drops back. Moreno, meanwhile, will he make it through his task? I think he will just complete it. Moreau needs to gel up, and that means without Talipov, we need to switch this up. So we want to protect Millar with Rodriguez, and then Moreno finishes the water task just in time. He's got just a tiny bit of energy left. Downhill here allows him to recover a bit, but here we go. So this is where this field is really going to start to break up.
The riders are in a portion above
87.
10%.
We're coming back on the last of the breakaway riders now. Just 2 guys still off the front. 70 in the Peloton, and we missed a split here. For Mark is in the missed part of that split. Damn it. 31 at the front. I like the guys that are there. It hurts not having Vermark, but I don't completely mind that these guys are out of this thing. Moreno and Moreau obviously are not helpful, but let's try to get Vermark back. Okay, Wallonne is struggling at the back end. Try to return. Moreno is doing the work. Get Moreau on that here pretty soon. I'd like to get Vermark back up there, but who is in this group? Rubio. No, you know what? Screw it. Goodbye, Vermark. I'm leaving you to your own devices. Just sit on. I don't want them back. I want Vermark in the group, but I don't want to bring those other guys back. Those other guys are contenders. I have 3 guys here that can handle the job. Yes, we lose Vermark, and yes, that sucks, and he was probably the guy I was going to ride for today, especially with the +3, but I'd rather have those 3 or 4 key guys out.
But the riders would seem to be okay.
I want my Kinkis to follow Millar. Millar can climb a bit better.
Spectacular fall. The riders are going through a very tough portion with percentages above 10%.
Kinkis use some energy to stay put. At a 90 with an 81 mountain rating, Millar is struggling to keep up. Paulus, Pidcock, Narvaez, Moscon, Mattaway, Vlasov pushing really hard over the top of this one. I'm trying to save it for the last 2 climbs, being the showdown moment, and hopefully we do not suffer as a result, and we do not. We made it through. Rodriguez feeling it a bit as he was doing the work to protect Millar, and Wykankis feels it a bit, and follow. It wasn't as bad as it could be. Now we're seeing a little bit of an attack, and I think we need to respond. Anyway, Yershov going for it. Let's set this up in that order that we wanted. Now Rodriguez really is going to start doing the work. 16K to go, but we've got a downhill section coming after this. Down to 18 riders. Down to 17 riders. Rodriguez opens the split in front of us, unfortunately, but we've got a chance to cover it off.
There are just 15 kilometers left.
Palace, Pidcock, they're going to be pushing. Moscon's going to be pushing, so we do have some support in that chase. This is your last 15 contenders, and we are definitely not out of it. Not at this point. 12.7. 2 climbs to come. Both steep, both short. Contact nearly made. Rodriguez out of energy, though, so we're down to Millar.
A team leader is falling behind.
And we're back in contention. There you go. We're back in this thing. Rodriguez, quick enough to go to the front, even though he's got no energy whatsoever. And then we've got 2 guys in contention for the end. Ineos now going to the front. Moscon leading out Vlasov. And now we go on to Millar. Côte de la St. Nicolas, 1.2 kilometers, 9%. Okay, trying to keep in contention through this part of the climb and then set up the final climb. 6K to go. Alright, we do drift back, but we save energy. And now we can move back to the front. And then as we go over the descent, we're down to 12 riders. 3 kilometers to go. We're looking at 11th at the worst. How much better can we do, though? This is it. This is the final climb. Millar pushing, 97 cents. 96 sounds better. 1.3K. Okay, here comes the big push from behind. Millar leads it out well. Now he's done. Wykankis, you got to come off his wheel. There you go. Wykankis stuck on the wheel there way too long. Way too long he was stuck on the wheel of Millar. And he never emerged out of that. Alfleet, Yershov, Shakman, Simmons, Mataway, Bernal, Vlasov. Disappointing performance by Wykankis, who only gets 9th place. Could have, should have done better. He had the energy to go with those guys, but when it was his turn, he was spinning, spinning on the heels of Millar and not coming out from behind it and staying with those guys. And then as they sprinted to the finish, he should have been sprinting with them, but he was still just emerging out. Ooh, beautiful acrobatics right there, crossing the line for Ciccone, I think that was. Still a top 10, 12th and 15th, but I do believe that we should have had something better. Wykankis, we were not in the ideal position for that run up to the finish. He didn't have amazing energy. He had okay energy. He was not at the front like we were last time trying to hang on. He was already behind that front 6. So he was sitting about 7th wheel with mediocre energy. So at that point, and considering all of those front 6 especially went full bore to the finish line, he wouldn't beat those guys. So I'm thinking he probably would have been 7th if he wasn't stuck on Millar's wheel when he was told to go at a 99. I wasn't telling him to sprint at that point. He wouldn't have made it to the finish line. But getting stuck on Millar's wheel did hold him back, did cost him. But in the end, I think it was probably only 2 positions that it cost him. So we just weren't quite at the front. Now, if Vermark was with us, Mr. 81, 82 punch, with a +3 race day condition, Vermark probably could have done a little better. But of course, then we would have brought in a number of guys that would have been contenders, and Vermark ended up 43rd. So He was the last guy to cross the line for us other than Moreno. There's a trade-off on that. It would have been a risk, and he would have been in worse shape by the time he made it back up there. All right, folks, that's going to do it for this episode. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to hit that like button. I'll see you next time. Hopefully I can actually get out of this race, as we do have a couple riders who it's showing that they're still out there, but at some point they will time out. At some point it'll time them out, so I think we'll be okay. But we had a couple of riders go down in injury and then still be in place and not get picked up by the broom wagon. Somebody forgot to get behind the wheel of the broom wagon today. Well, anyway, have a good one, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.